Good morning, Boker Tov. I want to start the shir with, first of all, wishing Refuah Shlema Tzvi. He's on the mend, and Mirz Hashem, he's going to be completely well soon and walking in gun soccer.
I'm walking.
He is walking.
Yesterday.
Oh, man, be careful.
I just don't do my exercises.
Okay, walk slowly, as they say.
That's muktzah for me.
Yeah, okay.
I look at it and I say,
okay,
don't go over that.
Okay, got to take it easy. I want to start the shir by asking.
Started the shir.
Okay, but the official start. This is whatever. Continue the start of this year. Continue the start. The Kol Haskolos Koshes. I want to begin by asking Tzvi, did you see the sign on this open at the kotel saying Bruchim Haboim Yaldei Afula? Did you see that sign?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Let me explain what that sign is all about. And I'm doing this in English so that everybody can hear what's going on. There is a woman whose name I won't mention because we learned the Chavetz Chaim, who happens to be a leader of the, let's put it this, they call him Kaplan, a group of people who protest, all sorts of things. And anyway, so this woman made a declaration. She was being interviewed that she was brought up in Afula, and as a kid in schools, they make them sing Adon Olam Asher Malach, the Terem Kol Yitzin Ra. They sing it in schools. And she made a declaration that if she found out that in the school today that they would sing Adon Olam, she would take a chair and break it over the head of the teacher. That was the expression. In other words, she was being dramatic. But the point is, she does not want religion in the schools in Israel. Would you ever hear of the separation of church and state in the Holy Land? That's what she wanted. So the principal of the school in Afula, where she went to, declared, I am going to take the entire school to the kotel. In other words, that was yesterday. He declared, I'm going to take them today, and I'm going to bring them, each one is going to get a Sefer Tanakh. This is what they're going to do. So when it says, Bruchim Aboim Yaldei Afula, you should know it's a real Kiddush Hashem. I want to continue on another note, and I don't talk politics here, but there are divrei musar involved. We have to thank the President Donald J. Trump for declaring Shabbos across America, because he really is, and he's not just declaring it Christian Shabbos, he's specifically saying the Jewish Sabbath, and how we should be grateful to the America, as we all know, before the 250 years of religious freedom. But anyway, so we have to thank our president for doing that. On the other hand, today there's a possibility that the government is going to be disbanded, whatever it is, an early election. If certain elements win the election, one of their points is to have public transportation on Shabbos, which is there's a status quo. So they would want to introduce Chilul Shabbos in Eretz Yisrael on Shabbos. So it's ironic that the week when we're going to have Kiddush Hashem, Shabbos in the United States of America, and Eretz Yisrael, Chas v'Shalom. So I mentioned this to someone, and he says, never worry, everything's going to be okay. So I said to him, you must be an optimist. You always look at things as half full. He says, you're wrong. I look at everything as always being full. And then I mentioned my Chavrusa Ben Sion Altman. I mentioned to him what took place, and he said, yes, people say when it's half full, you put the half full cup and put it into another cup, a full cup, and you make the half full cup into a full cup. So that's my editorial for today, and anybody wants to have an op-ed page, go to another chat. Anyway, so on the other hand, when we're talking about Musar, when I mention the word Musar, who do you think of? Just Sefer Musar.
Salanta.
Okay, that's okay. You want to go? Let me go a little earlier. Would we call him the father of Musar?
He's the father of Musar.
What before Musar? Okay, Musar Sefer, the Ramchal, Rav Moshe Chaim Lesato. One of the basics for him is Mesilas Yeshorim, Sefer Musar, which preceded Rabbi Yisrael Salanter. But we know it's Ramchal. Today is the yard site of the Ramchal, not to be confused I don't know how he was related. Shadal, the Shadal. How was he related to the Ramchal? Shadal, the Shadal, Shmuel David Luzzatto. Anyway, okay. So that's all. These are questions. Shmaryo, we all know you're listening, and Peugeot, you could go to sleep. Sadia ben Yosef al Foizi Gaon Hamachuna, the Rasag. Today is the yard site of the Rasag. What did he write? He wrote Machaber. Yes, so this is from Sadia Gaon. Today is the yard site of Sadia Gaon. I'm reading it, and because of course he wrote Emunas Videos. He wrote Sefer Agron. Of course, so I'm looking at it. Sadia ben Yosef al Foimoy Hagon, Sadia Gaon. And when did he live? 882 ad Tishmot 42. There was, as we know, there was the Sofrim, and then there was the age of the Gaonim, the Rishonim, and then the Achronim.
Where was Sofrim? What's Sofrim?
Before we have the Tanaim, they had the Sofrim before the Tanaim. The Sofrim, they were.
Sofrim?
Yeah, it was. Whereas a time before the Tanaim.
I never heard of that.
Okay, whatever.
Savoroyim
and the Sofrim, whatever. Okay, so anyway, we have the Gaonim. Okay, we have the Gaonim. By the way, he put in a comment on when we discussed the Balaturim and the Chidah.
I spoke to him yesterday.
You did speak to him?
Yeah, I met him at the Angels.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so...
and he wanted to know...
the source of the Chidah.
The source of the Chidah. So maybe if I remember on the way back home this morning, I'll just pop in some Shanov and
put it into the chat.
And I'll put it into the chat.
Put a chat. That'll be interesting. Okay, chit-chat. So, not tic-tac. The 1882 to 1942. He was Nolad b'Mitzrayim. Avar Aram Tzuba, which we know is Syria. Lamad. Okay. Avar leMoshavo leBaghdad, Iraq. Muna leAluf. They had an expression like you have Nasi Beis Din, you have vice principal. He was known as the Aluf of the Yeshivas Pumbedisa. And then the Chamo Isrim Shmona, 1928, Hitmaneh Rosh Yeshivat Tzura. And Vehuaya Machaber Emunos Videos, Sifrei Halacha, Targum Tanakh, La Aravit, Sefer Agron, Siddur Rasag, Sefer Haloshon, Milon, Mishnah.
Is a Siddur of Sadia?
Yes, Siddur of Sadia and drushes. Okay, today is also the yard site of Shlomo ben Mordechai Goldman, the Zavila Rav, Zavila, who's buried in Har Zaysim. His son is buried in Gan Sacher. I don't know if you've ever been there. Who Nolad?
Not in Gan Sacher.
Sorry? Right on the top of the Gan Sacher, right next to the
isn't it
bird
Knesset?
Bird sector, right? Yes, that's where they have a Beis HaChaim there.
That's not Gan Sacher.
Well, it's right next to Gan Sacher. You go Gan Sacher.
There's the other way. Oh, you're right.
There's a trail.
The side is the Knesset.
Yeah,
I don't think of the Knesset being behind Gan Sacher, but it is.
But it is, and they have a bird sanctuary there. Where, by the way, you see more birds out here than in the bird sanctuary. But I don't want to say, is there such a thing as Lashon Hara against a bird sanctuary? I have to watch my words. I have to watch my birds. Anyway.
It would be good if a few people of the Knesset flew the coop.
Okay, I got you. That's a real off-rough. Anyway, I will talk about, by the way, this coming Shabbos, which is Shabbos across America, is the Shabbos before Shavuos, Bamidbar, and there's some people call it Shabbos Akala, because we're getting Mirz Hashem Kaviyachol, receiving the Torah is the chuppah with a Kadosh Baruch Hu Kaviyachol. So they called. Do you ever hear Shabbos Bamidbar as Shabbos Akala? And I'll also tell you it's also known as Shabbos Derech Eretz. Why?
I think I did hear of that.
Because Derech Eretz Kadma L'Torah.
Right.
Okay, so that's this coming Shabbos, you should know. Okay, so the Zvila Rebbe Nolad ברז'נב, ב-1900, אחר פטירת אביו, היה לאדמו"ר רביעי של זוויל. ב-1926 עלה לארץ ישראל, לעיר העתיקה, ולמד בישיבת חיי עולם. Okay, Ramchal, Moshe Chaim ben Yaakov Lutzato. We have to say our Tehillim, you know. We can't ignore our Tehillim. So here we go. I don't think you're going to be happy with this one because it's straightforward. We have to use all different types. And
I think you know non-sectarian.
Lamed Vav, Lamed Vavnik.
Lam natzeach leved Adonai leDavid Nehum pesha lo rosho bekerev libi
Chabad, by the way.
Yen pachad Elohim leneged
What's going on here?
Eyenov Yechelik Elov Beyenov Limtzo yavoino yelisenoi דברי יפיו, אובן ומירמו, חודל להשכיל להיטיב. אובן יחשוב, על משכבוי, יסייצב, על דרך לא יטויב, לא ימוס. אדוני והשמיים חסדך. אמונוסו עד שחוקים צדקוסו כהר אראל משפטך תהום רבו אדום ובהמו תושיע אדוני מה יוקר חסדך אלוהים ובני אדום בצל כנופך יחסויון ירוויון מדשן ביסך ונחל אדונך ששכם כי בך מקור חיים בעירך נראה
That's the Columbia's Orphanera. And your light will see light. וצדקך ישרלב רגל גאווה
ויד רשעים אל תנידני שם נפלו
פועלי אבן
לא יכלו ולא יוכלו קום
אחינו ישראל, אחינו ישראל, שונאים בצרה וצרה ובשביה, בין בים ובין ביבשה. המקום ירחם עליהם, יוציאם מצרה, לרווחה ומפעל לירה, ומשיבות לגאולה השתרה. בגולה ובזמן קריב ונאמר אמן. פשע רשע דייצר הרע זקתם רשע בקרב ליבי in mine hearts אין פחד אלוקים es soll nicht sein der Pachad von Hashem Yisborach leneged einav ad kegen sein Eugen. Okay, nothing really new. But that's the Yiddish for today.
I just want to ask a general question.
Who's the general?
Well, it's not the Aluf. Maybe it is.
It's the Aluf.
The Aluf Beis HaMedrash.
That's right. Pumbedisa.
So you're the Aluf Beis HaMedrash here. So I'm asking the Aluf.
Are you saying I'm aloof? I'm not aloof.
I didn't say Aluv. I said
aloof. Okay. Yeah.
There's a big sign as you go to the Sheutim by the police, and it says there, because everybody knows, there's a sign that says Chapak Nedarim. So of course everybody knows what Rosh Tevos Chapaka, right? Correct? It's like it just shows you that it's an army word, and Chapak.
Ne'elamim Chapak.
Chapak, you have chapak.
If they're missing,
Tafkid.
yeah, if something's missing, the elamim, so something that's important. Right?
Nedarim.
Oh, nedarim.
People that are lost.
Oh, okay. So this is the station.
But what's a chapak?
Most probably the chelik pikudei kadegolot. In other words, this is the place you bring the kids if they're lost.
Cheder, pikud, v'kesher.
Wow, interesting.
Cheder,
pikud, v'kesher. Chapak.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're giving us a Rashi Tevis, but we want a little Yiddish word to chapak.
There's a word.
Verlorene, the verlorene Kinder.
Oh,
Right.
verlorene Kinder.
Okay, the lost children. Okay.
I've heard of the verlorene Shvatim.
Yes. By the way, I really want to say Adon Olam Hashem, which Adon Olam is. Adon Olam Hashem Malach. B'terem kol yitzir
On
nivra.
Shabbos I do a kalbach once in a while.
Which one do you want?
Oh no, Adon Olam. I was thinking about Kel Odom. Adon Olam I also do a kalbach.
Which one? Maestro, ding dong, Adon, Hashem Malach b'terem kol yitzir nivra. Li'eis naso b'chefza kol azay melech shemo nikra. Li'acharei kichlos hakol levado. Hayim yeah. Okay, that's it. Ukulele. That's really beautiful. I like it. And you are the chaz in every Shabbos? Rosh Chodesh?
Pambe.
Pam b'chodesh.
Pambe.
Pam blue moon? Blue moon. Blue moon. Okay, we're going. We made our we're really oldies here, you know that?
But goodies.
The goodies. Chaim Tovim! Call two. Feel better. Okay. I'm very, very serious about. I hope things work out so that we don't have early elections. We're going to have elections soon anyway. And Yamin Hashem Osachayo, you know, Mei HaKadosh Baruch Hu always does it. And they say, as I took Latin, Vux Populi, Vux Dei, the voice of the people and the voice of God. We have to know. You know, that Kadosh Baruch Hu runs the world, everything, every way. Whatever dumbocracy, how dumb we are, Kadosh Baruch Hu, he enlightens us. Okay, we were talking about the Ramchal, Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, whose yahrzeit is today the 26th day of Iyar. Moshe Chaim ben Yaakov Luzzatto, Ramchal nolad Padua, Italy. Bishnat 1707, ונפטר בעכו ביום כ"ו אייר שזה היום ב-1947. אביו רבי יעקב לוצאטו היה סוחר נכבד ועשיר, וגם אמו הייתה ממשפחת לוצאטו. רבו היה רבי ישעיהו בסן, חותן הפייטן המקובל רב בנימין הכהן, ועודנו נער נפתחו לרמח"ל שערי הקבלה הסוד. אשר בהם התעסק כל ימיו. הוא פירש עצמו מחיי עולם הזה. He became like an ascetic. ישב בהתבודדות גמורה על התורה וחיבר ספרים רבים. כוחו הגדול בשיר ובמליצה נתגלה עוד בימי ילדותו. כבן י"ב, when he was 12 years old, כתב שיר מחזה, שמשון ודלילה. אז גם חיבר את הספר לשון לימודים, הוא תורת הסגנון העברי. הרמח"ל כתב את ספריו על טהרת לשון הקודש, ולכן נחשב גם למחדש השפה העברית. Before Eliezer Yehuda, before the modern Ivrit, the Ramchal already was proficient in Ivrit. באותו שנה, ב-1727, כתב הרמח"ל את ספרו מגדל עוז, דרמה לכבוד החתונת ידידו. דרמה אחרת לשירים תהילה חיבר בשנת 1743 לכבוד חתונת תלמידו באמסטרדם. בגלל חזיונותיו המשיחיים רדפו והחרימו רבני גרמניה עד כי הוכרח לעזוב את ארץ מולדתו. הרמח"ל הלך לאמסטרדם. 10 שנים התגורר בבירת הולנד, עד אשר תקפו תשוקתו ללכת לארץ ישראל. אחרי שנגזר עליו בחרם שלא יעסוק יותר בקבלה, חיבר את ספרו דרך תבונות על דרכי התלמוד. בשנת 1743 בא לצפת, למקום המקובל, ואחרי 3 שנים של שלווה מתו אשתו ובנו במגפה, הוא נמלט לעכו ונפטר שם. הרמח"ל הובא לקבורה בטבריה. על ספרו המפורסם מסילת ישרים כתב רב משה רוזנשטיין, ראש ישיבת לומזה, בספרו יסודי הדת. There is a great wind here. I have to be careful that things don't blow away. אשר שמעתי מפי הגאון הגדול, הרב אליעזר גולן, אשר היה אב בית-דין ראש מסיפתס ישיבס טלס במדינה ליטא, קבלה איש ומפי איש, וכאשר יצא לאור ספר מסילת ישרים והמחבר כבר לא היה בעולם, וכאשר קרא הגר"א מווילנה את דברי הספר הזה, אמר אור גדול יצא בעולם. למד אותו בעל פה 101 פעמים ושילם סכום הגון בעד הספר הזה, ואמר שרוב הספרים הספר יותר גדול מן המחבר, אבל בזה הוא מכיר היטב שהמחבר היה הרבה פעמים יותר גדול מן הספר. ומעוד בחיים היה הולך ברגליו אל המחבר לשמוע ממנו חכמתו. המגיד ממזריץ' ציווה להדפיס את ספרו כלך פצחי חכמה, 138 openings of wisdom, והגדיר את הספר כספר בהיר וטהר. רמח"ל כתב 120 ספרים, רובם מקבלה. ספרו לשון לימודים עוסק בתורת המליצה ומבליט את ייחודתה של לשון העברית. אדם במרום, פירוש עמוק לאדרא רבא. נמצא רק בפירוש לשני הדפים ראשונים של האדרא, 400 עמודים. ספר הדקדוק, ספר ביאורים והערות בדקדוק עברי, נערך על ידי תלמידיו. מסילת ישרים, ספר מוסר המבוסס על מאמר במסכת עבודת זרה, דף כ' עמוד א'. דרך השם, ספר מדבר על השקפה, דרך תבונות, דרך הדרכה מובנה בלימוד התלמוד, דס התבונה, ספר קבלה, ספר הכללים בלשון קבלית, כלך פתחי חכמה שדיברנו, ספר יסודות בקבלה 138 פרקים בגימטריה כלך. קינת השם צבאות, ספר המסביר את תבואיות של שבתאי צבי, והישרים תהילה, מחזה, הכוחות הנפש, משכני עליון, תיאור של בית המקדש שלישי על פי הקבלה, פסחי חכמה ודעת, כללים בקבלה, בלשון קצרה ובדייקונס, קיצר, כוונס, מכיל סיכום תמסיס של כוונס הארי לתפילה. ספר ההיגיון דן בקיצור רב בכללי הלוגיקה. אוקיי. עד כאן היורצייטים של היום. אנחנו עוברים להלימוד של היום לפרק מ"א, הלכות מידה. אנחנו בסעיף קטן ט', להיות ואם לא בדקה עצמה, we're talking about הפסק ראייה. Im lo badka atzma hetev af echad yeshiva hayamim. You should, after she already is clean, hefsek tara. So she should examine herself in the morning and before shkia in the evening. But if she can't do it that way, it becomes difficult for her to do it. We said to do it at least once, especially the first day of the week. B'dko tova, kamo shetzorech liot v'rak knisa ma'at l'kincha atzma enan hashav l'shiva yemei k'dim l'klum v'tfilata en tfilah v'dayin hini the Gemara. If she doesn't do it the proper way, then she is considered a complete nida. Small paragraph. You had kol ha-b'dikot tzrichot liot l'or hayom. Whatever b'dikos are done should be done in the light of day, below l'or haner, not through a candle, below l'or havuka, and not with a torch. Okay, Yud Aleph. Hashiva Yamei Nikiyam Tzrichim Shiyur Utzufim. The 7 days should be, the 7 clean days should be consecutive. The Hainu Shalotira Baval Ela Yamim Shum Dam Lo Shum Ketem. In order to be 7 clean days, should not be observed any blood or any stains. The Imasa Dam O Ketem, the Emsa Hashiva Nakiyam, if you did see blood or a stain during the 7 days, you have to make another B'dika Hefsek Tara, Od Pam Kedin Aniskar Lamalo, Ela She'ein Tzrichim Lahamtin Chamish Yomim Adasiyas Hefsek Tara Kamo B'tchila. But not like the original Hefsek Tara. If this is something that happened while counting the 7 days, if it happened, then you do immediately, you do a hefsek tara again. When the blood has stopped flowing, if there's no observance of blood, you're clean, and do a hefsek tara. That day, you have to wait 5 days. You could do it that day before sundown. Hefsek tara. And then you count again the 7 clean days. Paragraph Yud days. If there are women who just simply don't know the laws of Nida, and if they don't know the laws and they don't do the Hefsek Tara before sundown, they said, I'm going to do it at night. It's important because they are ignorant. It's important to teach them the laws. And I mention this over and over again, that this kitzur, this summary of the Chavetz Chaim is not meant to be an exhaustive shir on Hilchos Nida. Women and men should learn all the halachas completely to know what's involved. Although this is a guide for people who are not knowledgeable, who are in faraway places, away from Jewish communities, this is meant to be a primer. Yud Gimel. Kala. Kodem chatunat tzricha lispor shebesh yemim nekinim. A bride who's about to get married should count 7 clean days before she goes to the mikvah. The hefsek tara v'bdikos me'eshiva nikiyim shezeh the bdika shari nashim asur lo la'akil asma. She should do the proper bdikos like all the other women, as if she were already married. But she shouldn't in any way belittle the observance of Hilchos Nida Chas Harizam Shum Ofen Af Kechuda Sarah in any which way. It's got to be observant of this completely. Okay, now paragraph Yudalid. Itzchil Lispor Hashiva Nikiyim Sam L'Chazosaf. She began to count the 7 days before her marriage. Of some clean days, Kiyudas, Bibira Zman, Hamukbal, Shechason Tzricha Liot. And she should gauge when the day of her chasana is, and should make sure that she has 7 clean days before she goes to the mikveh, right before the wedding. Of course, there are coaches, as they say, people who coach the chassan and kala and teach them the halachas before they get married. And okay, we will continue tomorrow when we talk about im be'emsa shvira shiva nikiyim hira shenizach zman achasana. What happens if the chassan is delayed when she started counting? We will deal with that tomorrow. And I wish everyone Chaim Tovim, Yom Tov L'Kulam.